Obits historically were stigmatized. They were considered a kind of Siberia of any newsroom in the world. And so it was the job, I was able to write my way into the job that nobody else wanted, and how I did it was by contributing advance obituaries on a freelance basis to the obituary news department. The need for advance obituaries of all of the newsworthy undead people in the world is a task worthy of Sisyphus. And so obit editors will solicit the writing of advance obituaries, not only from their own staff, and as you see our staff is small, but from journalists everywhere in the newsroom. So in 1995, I contributed my first advance obituary to the Times. It was for a major American scholar. By the way, he is still alive, and damn him, he is still productive. So I have to update the obit every time he writes a new book. I did that for 9 years. And then in 2004, someone finally retired from the obituary staff. They advertised the job, and because I had been doing it, I was fortunate enough to get it. So I stayed there for the next 14 years. I wrote, as they said in the introduction, nearly 1,400 obituaries, and some of them, of course, are about the president and kings and world leaders and the people in the history books, the people who make history from the top down.
Talvez você nunca tenha visto, mas isso é o que parece as 1.400 fotos que você escreveu de 1.400 obituários.
I feel exhausted just looking at it. That's amazing. That's so wonderful. Indeed, and it's an awful lot of lives to be responsible for. Many heroes, but also some villains. But of the people like Zelma, I don't have an exact count, but perhaps half of the obituaries I wrote, maybe more. I'm really not certain. It would be interesting statistically to go back and count up. These are what I call the unsung heroes and heroines of the American story and the world story. And those are the people obituary writers love best of all. I always say forget the kings and the queens and the presidents, because we already know what they did. They're important, their obits are required reading, but they very rarely surprise us. It's like vitamins that you have to take or spinach that you have to eat. But the sweetness and the honey and the excitement comes from these unsung backstage players, the men and women that you have never heard of, you don't know their name, but as I like to say, they somehow put a wrinkle in the social fabric, and they, in quiet ways, change the culture.